You had a really fun day with your family or you went on vacation, you might want to put together like an epic home movie. My name is Meredith and I'm the GoPro mom, and this is video number 2 in how to use GoPro Studio. So I'm going to show you how to work with multiple clips today. So in video number 1, I gave you an overview of how to use GoPro Studio by showing you how to import a clip, how to convert it, and the settings that you will want to have on that clip, and then how to add it to the timeline and then export it. And we did that with only one clip so that I could go through all of those steps quick and easily to give you an overview of GoPro Studio. But this time we're actually going to edit multiple clips, which would be much more similar to a real world situation when you have clips from, for example, a family vacation like I have here. So what I have done is gone through the same steps that I went through in video 1, where I trimmed my clips over here on the left hand side. All of these clips here, I've gone through, trimmed them so that I trimmed off any of this stuff that I didn't want, any just video that just wasn't that great, or it was kind of shaky or blown out or whatever, and then added them to my conversion list. I used my advanced settings to make sure that when we're converting it in a way that is how I want it when I go to actually edit. And if you want to review all of that stuff, you can go back to video 1, which I will link below. So I started with 45 clips over here from one day at Hershey Park this past summer, from the morning all the way until nighttime. We were there all day long. So I have 45 clips. It's almost 4 gigabytes of data, so that's a lot. I don't want to save 4 gigabytes of unedited video on my hard drive from just one day. So that is a really great reason to throw all of these things into a video editor like GoPro Studio, get rid of the crap that you don't want, and then put them together into a real movie that's going to actually be watchable. So over on the right hand side, GoPro Studio is currently converting all of my clips. So when it finishes, we have just a few more to go, I'm going to throw them into the timeline, and we're going to put them together into a real home movie from just one day of vacation. Okay, it looks like we are totally done converting over here, which took several minutes. I would say it took about an hour, if not a little bit more than that. So just be prepared if you have a lot of clips. It is going to take a while to convert them all. So we're going to proceed to step number 2. And this is where we choose a template. I always choose blank. I never do any of these pre-edited templates that GoPro puts out. I always go with blank. We're going to click Create. Now all of my converted clips are over here on the left hand side, and they're all in order of how they were shot. So basically we can break down this home movie into 3 sections. We have a section of when we first got to the park where we have a bunch of rides that we rode on, and then we have the water park. We have a bunch of clips from the water park. And then after that we rode the Ferris wheel. So I can group my video into those 3 sections, so I can figure out my transitions from that and figure out maybe my music from that, which we will go over in video number 3. But just know that we can put this together in 3 sections so that we're nice and organized. We have this little video here where we are riding in the tram from our car to the park, and basically what I'm going to be doing throughout this whole editing process is checking the clips, seeing what I want to keep, if there's anything else that I want to throw out or trim or whatever, and then adding another one right down next to it. Not going to mess around with transitions right now. I'm just going to make sure that I have all of the content that I want, nothing more, nothing less. What I'm going to do is probably fast forward through all of that process because I have so many clips to edit, and you don't want to sit here and watch me do every single one. So even though you've gone through the process of trimming your clips to begin with before you converted them, you might want to trim them once you're actually in your timeline, and then you would just do that similar to the way you do before you convert, and that is just select an endpoint. If you just want to shave off a couple seconds of your video, select an endpoint and it'll show you right here, the endpoint's there. You can also, change your endpoint if you want also. And now I'm on to section 3, the Ferris wheel section. I just went through the water park section here. And you might have noticed, I don't know if it was maybe too fast for you to see, but I did rearrange my clips a little bit so that they made a little more sense and they flowed a little bit better. And I did a lot of trimming of the clips in the water park section. So now I'm on to the Ferris wheel section. There's just a few more clips left and then we'll be done putting everything into the timeline and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I've got all of my clips into my timeline here. They've all been trimmed pretty well. I've got generally the content that I want in my movie, and I'm at about 6 minutes long here, which I think is a pretty good length for a movie that sort of features one day vacation. So, I'm actually not going to mess with any of the settings over here right now. I'm going to save all of that for video number 3 when we can talk about transitions. We can talk about adding titles like to the beginning of the movie and to the end of the movie. And in future videos, we're going to talk about adding music because this video is definitely going to need some music, probably 2 or 3 different songs for this video. We're going to talk about that and we're going to go over exporting in future videos also. So stay tuned and make sure to go to GoProMom.com and give me your email address so that you get all of these videos into your inbox and you don't miss anything. Otherwise, you can just check out my site and you can go to the page that has all of the videos from the GoPro Studio series on getting started with GoPro Studio. This is video number 2 and stay tuned for video number 3. So if you want to learn more about how to create home movies that people will actually watch, whether you use a GoPro or an iPhone or whatever you got, head on over to GoProMom.com and enter your email. I will send you a new email every week with tips and tricks and stuff like that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel here. Thanks.
GoProMom.com